All right, hello everybody. We got ourselves a great music guest in the house today. Some of the finest music to ever come out of the South Shore here in these parts. How are you guys? Ward Hayden and The Outliers. Ward Hayden, Greg Hall. How you guys doing?
I'm doing great.
Doing well, Drew. Thank you.
Busy times for you, I know. You guys are kind of known as road warriors out there, right? I mean, you're playing everywhere. Just look at your schedule. Does it ever get old? No.
From time to time. I mean, you definitely get tired here and there, but it's been good. I mean, I truly feel grateful and thankful to call this a job and get to keep doing it.
It's not just here either. It's all over. I mean, you're in Europe. Last time I saw you was you played the Boston Calling Music Festival here last year. That was an amazing take, I know. Do you like doing the festival scene, and especially in Boston, right?
We do. I mean, hoping to do more and more festivals. Boston Calling was such a great experience. I was so impressed with everything they had going on. Greg liked it so much he actually went back the day we weren't playing to see more music.
We had free passes. I had to see the Killers. I love the Killers, so I had to go see
That was my first time seeing the Killers as well, yeah. It must be tough. Do you guys get to go see a lot of music? Because that's probably a rare experience, right?
So that's what's great about the festivals is you see other acts that you love, but you also get to see your friends, because a lot of times your friends are also on the festival. We don't get to see each other very much. So it's a real, you're hanging out backstage, you're talking to each other, you're seeing unbelievable, like Chapel Rowan was the person that played, and we actually didn't know who they were when they played, and then we were like, oh, wow. We saw something kind of historic in the record-breaking numbers and everything. We just stumbled upon it.
Yeah, she blew up like right around then.
Right during that,
yeah.
exactly.
Now it's the soundtrack to my life. It's my 4-year-old daughter's like favorite artist. That every drive I do, she makes us sing. So I now know all the words too.
What are the ages your kids are?
4 and 9 months.
4 and 9 months. So you're not sleeping at all when you put.
I'm in it. I am totally in the thick of it right now, but enjoying a lot of it. And when sleep returns, I think I'm going to be able to appreciate even more.
A whole lot of coffee, right? A lot of coffee out there.
Running on Duncan.
Very good. Well played.
High school was a lifetime, so it seemed. College was the blank of the night. A lot of people come and go, you know. It's hard to see just why. Now all my friends have got real jobs, found people they want to marry. And all of this seemed to happen in the blink of the night. The workday was a lifetime, so it seemed, and the weekend was the blink of an eye. The clock goes from ticking slowly. Woo, time is flying by. Now the boss has got his eye on me, said something funny's going on around here. He wants me to sign in every morning to quell my tendency to disappear. Try as you might, or to hold on tight to the things you like, but you can't stop time. This lifetime was a lifetime, so it seemed, and the good times are the blink of an eye. When I look up, I see blue or black. It's clouds or stars, it's this or that. Not never-ending sky. Most mornings always hit me like an expectant surprise. In my bed so safe and warm, safe from the storm as time flies by your eyes.
Thank you. Some yodeling here at WBZ.
I remember talking to a bunch of fans that were seeing you for the first time, and they're like, "What kind of band is this? What are we looking for?" And you guys are a little tough to pinpoint because it's a little country, it's a little folk, but it's also a rock show too. You guys are having a fun time up there, depending on what your set list is, of course. But it's that. How would you describe yourselves?
You really just did a very good job. I mean,
Well, thank you.
I think the heart of this band is a country band. I mean, Greg and I especially, we were raised on country music, but we love rock and roll. We love especially 1950s rock and roll, and folk has a big part in our music, and 90s rock music has a part in our music. You know, I think you blend that all together. I was calling it American music for a while. I do like the term Americana because it's a hodgepodge of those different styles blended together. And you know, I think at the end of the day, we probably are a country band, but we have elements of other things.
Which brings me to this. Ward Hayden the Outliers. This is your 5th album coming out. And why don't you describe what the album is? Because it's different.
You go for it.
Okay, so this album came out of left field for us. We were. I'll try to be brief with the story. We were driving around. We were listening to an interview of another Massachusetts country artist, and in the middle of his interview, he started to say negative things about Bruce Springsteen. So to our ears, we were in disbelief. Massachusetts does not have a big footprint in the world of country music. Here was this artist who was getting a lot of acclaim and recognition, and was using the platform to talk poorly about somebody who I think is actually quite deserving of admiration and appreciation. So our immediate response was we wanted to do something to balance the scale. So we wanted to just have some fun, record 2 Bruce Springsteen songs, Outliers style. And we got in the studio, 2 became 3, and then once the ball got rolling, we finally ended up with 16 Springsteen songs done Outlier style. We had no money left in our bank account, but we had such a great experience, and little by little here, this album's going to be out April 18th, and later this year, the second album of Outlier Springsteen songs, called Piece by Piece, is going to be out as well.
Because there just wasn't enough room on this first one.
That's the truth. You can't fit it all on vinyl, so we had to split it into 2.
And so that's how, I did not know that story, so that's how it came about. You had to...
It was born from something a little bit negative, but we've really been trying to do something positive from that negativity.
They had a little girl, and I settled down in a little house out on the edge of town. We got married, swore we'd never part, and little by little we drifted from each other's heart. First I thought it was just a restlessness that would fade as time went by and our love grew deep. In the end it was something more, I guess. Tore us apart and made us wait. Now I'm driving a stolen car down on Eldridge Avenue. Each night I wait to get caught, but I never do. She asked if I remember those letters I wrote when our love was young and bold. She said last night she read those letters and they made her feel 100 years old. Now I'm driving a stolen car on a pitch black night, and I tell myself I'm gonna be alright, 'cause I ride by night. I travel in fear that in this darkness I'll disappear. Met a little girl and I settled down in a little house out on the edge of town. We got married, swore we'd never part, and little by little drifted from each other's heart. Now I'm driving a stolen car down on Eldridge Avenue. Each night I wait to get caught, but I never do.
That collection of songs for, I mean, I think a lot of people maybe know the hits that they play on the radio. I don't know how you guys went about choosing your songs, but I mean, there's a lot to choose from. Band, not band, solo, different bands.
So much to choose from, and that was hard. Like we very realistically could have done 16 more, and when we ultimately kind of
Greg's like, no, I don't know.
well, the 16 was good.
Yeah.
But we ultimately went with the songs that meant something to us, because it's a vast catalog, and you know we were looking at Tunnel of Love, we were looking at Nebraska, we were looking at Born in the USA, The River. We were looking at albums that had like been a soundtrack in each of our lives, and some of the songs were easy to be like, we should do this, and then some of the other ones we kind of had to work for. Like we had to really think and make sure. Like I was actually telling you earlier that on Nebraska, a song that never really appealed to me, and I love that album, was My Father's House. Yeah. And when I heard Bruce Springsteen do the acoustic shows, when I was watching YouTube videos, and he told the story behind that song, and it gave it more meaning. And from that moment on, I was like, well, I think that's now my favorite song on Nebraska. Once I knew a little bit more of his connection to it.
And you know, we actually also talked off the air about how we're both back in our hometowns now, where we grew up. That was kind of a running theme with his music, was trying to get out of the hometown, right?
Yeah, and now he lives back near his hometown. It's
we
crazy.
all go back.
It's crazy how that happens. It's you only get one hometown, and there's a very interesting connection to hometowns. I never thought I'd be back in mine, and I've now been back there for 5 years, and I don't really want to be anywhere else. I've really enjoyed being back in Scituate.
When you think about them, all those people that supported your music, a lot of South Shore early on, like what does that mean to you when you think about those people that were on kind of the ground floor, you know?
I mean, I'm truly thankful. I never thought I'd be a musician. It surprised me, and it was a leap of faith. It took some courage to try it and put myself out there. I had no background doing this. I had never written songs. I had never sung for people, and next thing you know, I did have a group of friends who got behind me and believed in what I was trying to do, and I've been truly thankful that the city of Boston. It took about 2 years for them to like kind of learn we existed, and to the credit of this city and the Northeast and beyond, people have kind of got behind us and have stayed behind us, and I'm really grateful for that.
And you bring it overseas. You're playing Europe. I know, having a good authority, that some of those Sweden shows were very raucous houses, I think.
We love it there.
Sweden and Spain, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing like it. And we were just talking yesterday. We had some messages on Instagram from some Sweden dates got announced. So some people in Norway are wondering if we're announcing those, and it's amazing. We're over here in Massachusetts, and they're wanting another show, and it's just what a cool way to spend your Monday, trying to make something like that come together. It's very cool.
There's always something there to keep you wondering. Always something there to draw you in. A little pain in your heart, an ember and a spark, a flicker and a flame. Then it's gone again. Here I go again, breaking up in my hometown, left a long time ago. Always thought I'd settle down. Always thought I'd return some kind of hero. Heart's been broken ever since. Here I go again, breaking up in my hometown. Breaking up in my hometown. Breaking up in my hometown. My hometown. Breaking up with my hometown. There's always something there to keep you wondering. Always something there to draw you in. A little pain in your heart, an ember and a spark, a flicker and a flame. Then it's gone again. Here I go again, breaking up in my hometown, left a long time ago. Always thought I'd settle down. Always thought I'd return some kind of hero. Heart's been broken ever since. Here I go again, breaking up in my hometown. Breaking up in my hometown. Breaking up in my hometown. My hometown. Breaking up with my hometown. Breaking up in my hometown. Breaking up in my hometown. Breaking up with my hometown.
I always like asking the bandmates what makes Ward such a great front man, because it is, like I said, it brings all those music, blends it all together, but it's a rock show and it's just a fantastic front man.
What I think is so great about Ward, we've known each other a long time, and I've been in the band since 2020. But the thing I really respect about Ward is he knows so strongly what he wants, but he doesn't steamroll you into his idea only. If there's a good idea, he's for it. So that's musically and routing, or where we're going to get dinner, or all those kinds of things. You know, he doesn't rule with an iron
The important
fist.
things, like dinner.
Truly the important things. But he writes songs that mean something to him, and he puts on a show. And if you've been to an Outliers show, especially a club show, you know that Ward will get one step off the stage before there's a line of 20, 30 plus people that want to talk to him, and he will give them all of the time until the venue is literally kicking us out of the door. And that's how you build fans, and that's how you build friends, and friends are fans, and especially in the Boston area. So that's something I really appreciate.
You did a pretty good job there, I think.
Trying hard.
Good job. All right, so the first song you guys played today, you would tell me a little bit about that one.
So our last original record is called South Shore, and it really chronicles me leaving, and I was a small town kid. I grew up in Scituate. I never traveled growing up. My family just didn't really travel, and I didn't know what was out there, and we just kind of hit the road, and I was gone for about 15 years, just traveling, playing 200 plus shows a year, seeing the world, seeing the country. And then in 2020, my wife and I moved back to my hometown of Scituate, Massachusetts. And I was not expecting the memories and emotions that came with returning. So I truly, and I say this in jest, but it's also real. I was trying to avoid therapy, and I started writing songs about what I was going through being back home. And next thing you know, I had a whole collection, played them for Greg and the guys, and actually reconnected with Rob Loyott, who had produced the first 3 Girls, Guns, and Glory records that I had done. And Rob is now my neighbor. So when everything was shut down, we'd go hang out on his porch, and I'd play the songs I was working on. And he ended up producing South Shore, and then the song Breaking Up with My Hometown that we played, that was one of the first songs written for that record. And what was funny to me was it took me leaving and coming back to write about that breakup, but I felt like I had a better perspective at that point.
You got a big crowd in here today. I think I don't know.
I like what I see here. This is awesome.
It is good. You're feeling the room. You already had a little sound check, so it sounds good in here, I think. Ward, Hayden, and the Outliers from our iHeart Studios here.